My topic today is on portfolio-based assessment. According to Stars Saxon in her 2019 article, instead of standardized testing, consider portfolio-based assessment. They are often misleading and biased in a number of different ways, including the social and cultural experiences they often reference. Portfolio-based assessment is more beneficial for students than standardized testing. This topic is relevant to all students of any education level. All individuals in a school-based setting should know about portfolio-based learning and standardized testing, as well as how it affects he or she. Today, I will first describe my value objects. Second, I will explain how I'm comparing these objects and why it is important to compare them. Third, I will prove my case in the application. Now that I have introduced my topic, I will now describe the value objects. My first value object is portfolio-based assessment. Portfolio-based assessment is the measurement of a student's progress based on projects, papers, presentations, and reports. The second value object is standardized testing, which is the measurement of students' progress based on tests. Now that I have described my value objects, I will move on to the criteria and hierarchy of my debate. My first criteria is that portfolio-based assessment should take the pressure off of students who get test anxiety. Relieving test anxiety puts students more at ease and in a clear headspace to perform better on their assessments. My second criteria is portfolio-based assessment should give students a more creative way to prove that they know the subject. Allowing students to add in their own creative aspects can establish positive views towards independence. Portfolio-based assessment should keep students more engaged, having more free rein on their learning. Students who are more engaged in their learning experiences are more likely to do better throughout their educational career. Now that I have established my criteria and hierarchy, I will prove my case that portfolio-based assessment is more beneficial. Portfolio-based assessment should relieve test anxiety. Test anxiety can prevent students from performing their absolute best on assessments. Monica Fogley, in her 2021 article, Test Anxiety Reducing Stress on Students, states that helping students handle their test stress can be key to not only to a happy and healthy classroom, but also to increasing students' performance. Portfolio-based learning should allow for students to be more creative. The student gets to have a say in how they are being assessed and choose their own way to prove their progress. Heather Alderman's 2019 article, How Are Portfolios an Alternative Way to Measure Progress?, relates that portfolios should be designed by both the teacher and the student. Specific goals and objectives need to be set to not only reflect the teacher's standards, but the interests and learning styles of the student. Portfolio-based assessment should keep students engaged. It gives them more of an opportunity to have a say in how their assessments are completed. Michelle Diaz and Rosalind Yoon, in their 2020 article, 5 Ways That Digital Portfolios Can Expand Learning Opportunities, explains that this type of assessment gives students the freedom to creatively respond to assignments while demonstrating authentic learning, creating and curating multimedia to show their understanding and exhibit competencies. Now that I have proved my case, I will conclude my debate. Today, I described my value objects, explained how and why to compare the objects, and I proved my case in the application. I hope that I have proved to you today that portfolio-based assessment is more beneficial for students than standardized testing. I urge you to encourage portfolio-based assessments in the classroom rather than the misleading test scores of standardized testing.